letter drill. I see a number 4. Yeah. Yep, that's got to be a number 4. 3/16 needs to be reground. Welcome to another video. We'll be continuing making the Arbor Support for the Nichols mill. Some of what you see is going to be out of order because it just kind of happened that way. In the last video, you saw me milling the radius on one side of the webbing, and I show the setup for using the boring head at first, and then in the next scene I go to the rotary table, but it actually took me a couple of days to figure out I could do it that way, and in that time I just went straight on to making some of the other parts that you'll see in this video. Now it's time to make this part that I'll call the screw clamp. There'll be some turning, some counter boring, drilling, and tapping. Here's an experiment. I'm going to use this corner rounding end mill as a poor man's ball turner. I think I've seen that done before. Let's see what we can do with it. I'd say that came out fine. The secret to success is not having a clear goal in mind. That way whatever happens is quite alright. Okay, that's more like it. I think I have to run a die over that other screw there. And here they are, the completed screw clamps. 4 of them. After welding is done on the strap to the overarm side, I'm going to machine a groove in here and weld these 2 into there. After that, I'll come in on the bandsaw and cut a slit down the middle of this, and that will let me clamp this to the overarm. Alright, similar to last time, now we're going to do the other side of these webbing parts here. thousandths more than it's going to like 20 thousandths. All right. Well, I've determined what the sweet spot for this roughing end mill, if I'm taking a cut in this setup with, using the full length of the flutes. And it's 1,000 RPMs, 5 thousandths depth of cut, which is kind of measly. That's where the chatter doesn't exactly disappear, but is a little more tolerable. Now let's test it. If the arbor sleeve can fit between these two webbings, then we're done milling that radius. Oh yeah. There we go. There's one more thing I want to make for the jig, and then I promise I'm finished. And that's a set of Toolmaker's buttons. I've got some more of that tool steel, and I've got it 1/8 of an inch off center, and we're going to drill this for some number 8 screws. Each of these Toolmaker's buttons will be 3/4 long. I'm going to switch jaws for cutting this off. Okay, here are Toolmaker's buttons. This one was probably not so useful, but these two are still, the outside still has its polished face, so these are probably going to be still pretty useful. I tried to take advantage of the part still being in this setup and do the bevel for weld prep with a ball nose end mill, but I can see that doing this with a grinder would just be way faster. And come on. There we are. It's a snug fit. All that's left to do now is weld them together. Well, thanks for watching. I know it's probably been a long video. It's been a while since I've released anything because, well, it just took me a while to get to this point. In the next video, we're going to be welding these together for sure. We'll also be making a drawbar. That's going to come into play when we go about machining this after welding. I'll catch you later. What do I think of that? I think that's as good of a weld as I can put down at this point.